Hello, and I'd like to welcome you all once again to the old schoolhouse here in the hamlet of Butterstone in Perthshire in Scotland for this another one of our wee live half hours from the school. It's very cold in here tonight. I've told you before, it's a big old the school. This was originally the village school for all the kind of rural kids around here, and just a kind of one-room village school. And it's actually where I went to school, and my father went to school in the 1930s here. But it's a big old building, and we've got heating, but it's very cold outside. It's been a miserable month, actually. The weather's been absolutely miserable, and not being able to get outside with all this lockdown stuff. You know, it's been pretty miserable, pretty dire. And even Amber Tatty. Well, I should introduce you to the Tatty Faces who are with me tonight to provide the backing music. But Amber was confiding in me. She was saying that they were getting a little bit cabin fever out in their shed over the last couple of weeks, you know, because what with Mr. Tattyface practicing his guitar and Duncan running around practicing his scary tatty bogle. He's really a tatty bogle, a scarecrow, you know, but practicing his tatty bogle noises, and the kids all on their PlayStations and their game consoles. She says it's getting a bit tense out there, but anyway, so I thought I would start off with this. Can I just get a wee mixture of songs to sing? I better take my gloves off. It's cold in here, so I'll take my wee gloves off. And this song came actually from we're right rural here, so I was outside. There's a lot of nature around the place, and there was a kind of buzzard flying above, and I was just imagining all of nature kind of looking at humanity, going, oh God, what are you doing now? What are you destroying now? And so I wrote this wee song. It's called "Who Am I?" It's got a very tricky wee guitar bit for cold fingers, but we'll see how we go on. Anyways, ready, guys? Okay, here we go. Over the mountains and out across the trees, on weathered wings she soars into the edges of the breeze. And over the water and out across the fields, with eagle eye she watches, seeing what our hearts could never see. And she speaks to me. From up here I've seen the broken truth. I have heard that old eternal lie. From way up here I've seen the wasted youth. From up here I've heard the old man cry, saying, who am I? And through the hazels and along the Druthly barn, on feathered feet she's silent, as to her young ones she returns. Over the moor and up the Bennically hill, on her lookout rock she watches, she's seeing what our hearts can never see. Speaks to me. From up here I've seen the broken truth. I have heard that old eternal lie. pier I've seen the wasted youth. From up here I've heard the old man cry, saying, who am I? Life teaches nothing, life teaches what it can. It can hold us all to ransom, the woman and the man. Over the mountain and out across the trees, on weathered wings she's silent, she's soaring on the edges of the breeze. She speaks to me. From up here I've seen the broken truth. I have heard that old eternal lie. From way up here I've seen the wasted youth. From up here I've heard the old man cry, saying, who am I? Thank you very much. I'm assuming that you'll be clapping in front of your laptops and your iPhones or in your smart tellies or wherever you're kind of sat down with your wee glass of wine and your wee biscuits or whatever you've got to your wee bag of popcorn or whatever it is you do. Anyway, thank you very much. That's my wee song called "Who Am I?" And I'll continue with this song. I'm going to do a couple of songs with choruses because it's so cold in here. I think it might be quite nice for you to kind of, if I know that you're singing with me, I might begin to feel a wee bit warmer. And this. Most of my grandparents, my great-grandparents, were all native Gaelic speakers, which it's very different to English if you don't know. And it's in Gaelic. But sadly, as I was growing up, my grandfather never taught my father to speak Gaelic. And although we used lots of different Gaelic words in the house, I didn't know the language at all, you know. And we called out my grandfather Shanner, which is Gaelic for grandfather. But sadly, the people like my grandfather were encouraged not to teach their children because if you spoke Gaelic, it's one of the things that you do when you conquer a country or you take away their language, you know, because their language is their access to their past and to their stories and to their culture. And it's happened all over the world where one of the first things you do is you remove the language. And if you remove the language, you remove all the... It's a little bit like after Culloden when they banned all the Highlanders from wearing the kilt and from playing their bagpipes. I mean, goodness me, that's terrible, isn't it? I mean, banning people from playing their bagpipes, you know. And anyway, but so if you lose your language, you lose so much, and you lose the connection to your past, and then you become kind of like safe, you know, and you become kind of neutered in a funny kind of way. But luckily in Scotland, the Gaelic language has been spoken on the islands, and there's a big revival, and people are learning it, and it's probably healthier now than it was in my grandfather's time. And but anyway, I got angry and I wrote this song. It's called "It's Been Stolen From Me." And I'm going to teach you the chorus of this because we'll just get straight into it. You sing, "It's been stolen from me, taken never to return. Rendered blind, I cannot see. Back along the shining road we've come." And it's that idea, you know, that you have been kind of blinded without your language and without access to all your old poems and all your old stories and all your old stuff. So, we'll do it. So we'll do the chorus a couple of times and then I'll sing the song. You right, guys? It's been stolen from me, taken never to return, rendered blind, I cannot see. Back along the shining way we've come. Okay, that's the chorus. Here we go. Oh, it's been stolen from me, taken never to return, rendered blind, I cannot see. Back along the shining way we've come. No more the singing tears will fall to wash the spirit clean. Almost empty, almost all, blind, refused to see what might have been. Chorus. Oh, it's been stolen from me, taken never to return, rendered blind, I cannot see. Back along the shining way we've come. How can the lover's heart proclaim, once the poetry has gone? These naked words are not the same, stranded in some place we don't belong. And it's been stolen from me, taken never to return, rendered blind, I cannot see. Back along the shining way we've come. No more the ancient tales to tell, words to lead our children on, left unopened where they fell. All our timeless wisdom now has gone. Bit of noise, and it's been stolen from me, taken never to return, rendered blind, I cannot see. Back along the shining way we've come. This is where you sing it on your own, make a bit of noise, give it all. Oh, it's stolen. Now we're going to sing it in Gaelic. No, I'm joking. I'm going to sing. We're going to do it again with a bit of harmony in it, because that sounds great. I'm getting the vibe here. We're getting the vibe, aren't we, Mr. Tatty Face? We're getting the vibe. Here we go. On your own again. You know, oh, it's and so the children bear the loss. Oh, hear the old of what's been gained and what's been lost. Oh, hear the old. Oh, and it's been stolen from me, taken never to return, rendered blind, I cannot see, back along the shining way we've come. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That singing was fantastic, fantastic. That was my wee angry song about not having my Gaelic language. I would probably naturally be speaking Gaelic. I wouldn't be speaking English to you now if history had been different, and then we'd all been encouraged to kind of hold on to that lovely old language. Anyway, thank you for singing that with me, and it was, we were getting the vibe, weren't we? It was brilliant. So I'm going to do another song with a chorus, which kind of ties in to that theme, and and it's a song about immigration. Oh, got tied up with Mr. Tatty Face's guitar. It's a wee song. It's an old song of mine about immigration, of which us Scots have had a lot to do with over the last 200 or 300 years, and it's called "The Trail of the Survivor," and the chorus that you sing in this one is you just sing, and the shy ones, and the shy ones, the shy ones bleed. I had a senior moment there. The shy ones bleed while the sure ones fail on the trail of the survivor, and the trade winds blow through a burning sail on the trail of the survivor. And I'll tell you this wee story. I think I might have told it before, but I was always under the impression, you know, that when the boats went out to places like Canada and America, they always brought back timber, and I always thought that the trade was in immigrant. The boats were there for the immigrants, taking the immigrants out to the new worlds, and that the timber was just used for ballast on the ships on the way home. And then somebody told me that it was exactly the opposite. Timber was so valuable because they had burnt all the good timber here in the UK, that there was all these fantastic stands of timber in the New Worlds. And so the merchants wanted to get the timber back. So the timber was the main thing, and the immigrants were just the kind of ballast on the ships going back. Instead of sending an empty ship back to the New Worlds, they picked up immigrants and took them out, and then got them to cut the timber to bring the timber back. And it's pretty clever stuff. And with this old building here actually is a perfect example of it, because I can't show you the roof, but the roof's beautiful. It's got beautiful timber. And I remember somebody coming in one time who knew about timber, and he was looking at it and he was saying, oh yeah, he says, you can see it's pitch pine, beautiful pitch pine, he says, and you can tell by the knots on the pitch pine that it's from a natural stand of timber, natural stand. And so this was built by the church. The church built all the schools in 1874, I think it was. So there was no timber like that here in the UK. So the timber on the roof of this old school had come from. Of course, the church could afford the fancy timbers. It wouldn't be for everybody. But this is an example of that timber trade that took the immigrants out to America. And And if you look at the timber up, it's probably from somewhere like Oregon or from Canada somewhere, I don't know, but it was certainly not Scottish timber. And there's not a wormhole in it, and it's as good as the day it was put up there. So it's brilliant. So anyway, I'm rabbiting on. So we'll try this song. You can just sing the Trail of the Survivor if that's what you do. Oh, they tell their tales to the wide young eyes of the fertile plains and the cloudless skies. But honesty must take the strain, where lies move fast like a roaring train, and the shy ones bleed while the sure ones fail on the trail of the survivor. And the trade winds blow through a burning sail on the trail of the survivor. Well, try that again. And the shy ones bleed while the sure ones fail on the trail of the survivor. And the trade winds blow through a burning sail on the trail of the survivor. And they make their moves round the virgin light, leave their filthy stains on the clear and bright. But hope can never be restrained, where freedom's hand has been nailed and chained. And the shy ones bleed while the sure ones fail on the trail of the survivor. And the trade winds blow through a burning sail on the trail of the survivor. When sleep will come, it comes to us all, and some will fade and some will fall, and the distance gained is never gained at all. And Athol's children, we rise and fall, and the shy ones bleed while the sure ones fail on the trail of the survivor. And the trade winds blow through a burning sail on the trail of the survivor. Do it again. And the shy ones bleed while the sure ones fail on the trail of the survivor. And the trade winds blow through a burning sail on the trail of the survivor. And the shy ones bleed while the sure ones fail. And the shy ones bleed while the sure ones fail. And the shy ones bleed while trail of the survivor, on the trail of the survivor, on the trail of the survivor. Thank you very much. And that was my song, so I'm getting past a wee message here, so hope everything's okay. Okay. Somebody's just, I've got, Jenny's just passed me this. She says, many requests for Caledonia as Scotland beat England in the rugby for the first time at Twickenham in 38 years. Well, I think that's a perfect cue to sing Caledonia. I'm sure I could rustle that up just to finish off the show. And it's been a bit of a week for Caledonia. Actually, there's been 3 or 4 different versions of it rattling around the social media. The wonderful KT Tunstall one, and then the I forget his name, the guy that did the sea shanties, did a nice wee version of it. And then just about an hour ago, there was a lovely version by Vorches 8 and a choir. It's something like stay-at-home choir, something like 4,000 people all singing Caledonia, and they sent their videos in. And if you go and watch the video, it's fantastic. You can see the little squares of all the little people that have been singing it. And so we'll do a wee change to the schedule, and I'll do this because I think that sounds great. So I'll just say that again. Scotland beat England in the rugby, first time in 38 years. At Twickenham. Well done, guys. Well done, guys. I went to school with a couple of guys that played for Scotland. Laments. Well, the son of... So we'll do this. Thank you very much for joining, for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed the wee half hour. This is also where I like to spend a wee bit of time thanking all the NHS folk and all the people that are working at the front end of this crazy time that we're all getting ourselves through. You know, it's getting quite hard now, and I think everybody's struggling with it. But because of the weather, the weather's been kind of hideous for most folk. Anyway, thank all the folk that are at the front edge, and you're just all brilliant. Thank you very much. And you can also, and there was one other wee thing I was going to say. Well, I'll say it after this. We'll do this. You can all wave your rugby flags. I don't know if you can see the changes that have come over me. Last few days I've been afraid that I might drift away. So I've been telling old stories, singing songs that make me think about where I came from. That's the reasons why I seem so far away today. Oh, and let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, and now I'm going home. For if I should become a stranger, you know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. And I've kept on moving, proved the points that I needed proving, lost the friends that I needed losing, found others on the way. Oh, and I have tried and I've kept on trying, stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying. I have travelled hard with conscience flying somewhere with the wind. Oh, but let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, and now I'm going home. For if I should become a stranger, you know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Sitting here before the fire, the empty room, the forest choir, the flames that couldn't get any higher. Well, the weather now they've gone, but I'm steady thinking my way is clear, and I know what I will do tomorrow when the hands are shaken and the kisses flowed. Well, I will disappear. Oh, and let me tell you that I love you. Sing it with me. And I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, and now I'm going home. For if I should become a stranger, you know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever Thank you very much, and well done, the boys in Twickenham. That's very good. That's fair cheered me up, that. And so anyway, that's the end of the wee half hour. Hope you've enjoyed it. One last thing I've got to say is that the tickets are now on sale for Live 24, which is 74, Live 24. That's wishful thinking. Live 74. I can't believe, and when I said months and months ago, when I said, oh, maybe I'll make my way to 100, you know, I never really believed that we would, but we're getting there. We're 3/4 of the way nearly. So Live 74, which is in a couple of weeks' time, which is my 1 hour special concerts, and so the tickets are on sale now and on DougieMacLeanLive.com. DougieMacLeanLive.com. And a couple of people were asking how they can watch it. And it doesn't go out, because it's a ticketed thing, and we do it all ourselves, it doesn't go out on YouTube or any of that sort of thing. You have to watch it on DougieMacLeanLive.com, and it's there. And you get a wee link in your message on the email that you get when you buy a ticket that you can click on, and it'll take it. And it works on some big tellies. You might have to use the browser on your big telly to get it to play, and it works on some and not on others. It's a wee bit kind of weird, but anyway, you can. There's lots of ways you can play things on your big telly by plugging your phone into your. There's a wee gizmo that you can get, a wee HDMI gizmo that you can get that can plug your phone into the telly, and you can plug your laptop into the telly. So there's lots of ways round the telly thing, and it doesn't just have to be on YouTube. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I hope all stay safe. Thanks once again to all the folk at the front end, and well done again to the rugby team. And thanks for joining me. And I'll see you next weekend. Thanks to the tatty faces. Let's hope that they have let's hope the weather cheers up and they can all get out and do a wee bit of running around the garden. Eh? Oh, and Jenny, who's up at the back there. Sorry. And a wee thanks to Jenny. There's just the two of us here. We use a kind of automated system to do this. So there's just me and Jen here. And So anyway, thanks very much. You all take care. Look after each other. Stay cheery. Be good to each other. Even more special, especially more important now when everything's a wee bit more tense. You know, just be nice to each other, and I'll see you next weekend. Bye bye now. Aikaba.